So, hello. Probably we are about to start. So, I was always wishing to say this like, good morning, North America, and good afternoon, Europe. My name is Ilya, and I'm head of partnerships here at Semos Cloud. Actually, I thought to start with introduction of ourselves, but I would like to start differently today with a story. For me, it perfectly captures why this partnership is so exciting. And as you joined this session, a few months ago, I was speaking to an HR leader from a global organization who shared something profound that said, "Our biggest challenge isn't just adopting new technologies; it's aligning those technologies with the hearts and minds of our people." So that conversation stuck in my mind because it's highlighted the real purpose of what we do, bringing the gap between technology and culture to make workplaces more human, more connected, and more inspiring. Fast forward today, here we are having this live session announcing the partnership with HRIZON that does exactly that. So we are not just combining solutions, we are merging missions. We are bringing together HRIZON's deep expertise in HCM strategies and Semos Cloud innovative technology to redefine what's possible for employee experience. Joining me today to discuss this exciting collaboration is someone who shares this passion, hope so, for creating meaningful change. Mary Popham, President and Chief Customer Officer at HRIZON. Mary, it's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks, Ilya. It's so great to be here, and I'm so excited to talk about our partnership.
So let's kick it off immediately. So, what excites you the most about this partnership? I've already done some intro from our side, but how do you see this partnership about, and what opportunities it creates to improve employee experiences from your point of view? Because you have a great experience in this field.
Yeah, thank you. And I love that story, the hearts and minds of employees. That's really where organizations start to be successful, is with their employees. And that translates to happy customers, great business results. And I'm super excited because together, Semos Cloud and HRIZONS is really bringing together over 20 years of HR innovation and transformation expertise through combining process and technology optimization. Together, I think we're going to help customers maximize employee experience through new ways of thinking about how to listen to their employees, take cross-functional action on the top priorities of the company, and ultimately, leading to greater rewards and recognition systems, greater personalization in the employee experience overall that is meaningful to employees, and ultimately, again, translates to employee retention, great customer satisfaction, and overall business growth and revenue.
So thank you very much for this great insight, and I would like to continue with a same note somehow. Obviously, we are not hiding the excitement of this partnership. So let me start from my perspective. Of course, I will invite you to share your perspective from the partnership about telling the audience that we have here why is this important. At our core as Semos Cloud, we are all about, as you mentioned already, Mary, about connecting culture, people, and skills. So our mission as a company is to help organizations create these workplaces where people, as I already started and said in my example at the beginning, feel truly valued and engaged about their effort, which that they are putting into their work. So this partnership with HRIZON, as I see it, is a game changer. We are always hearing this game changer and all this stuff, but I really mean it from the deep of my heart because it's the perfect combination of strengths. As you just mentioned, 20 years of expertise we are bringing together. So with HRIZON bringing decades of expertise in people, culture, employee experience, and people intelligence, as we are always saying here in Semos, while Semos Cloud provides the cutting edge HR technology. By these joining forces, from my perspective, we are like really on a mission of bridging the gap between strategy and execution. It's not only about speaking about people, culture, employee experiences, but really ensuring that HR and HRs of these big enterprise companies that we are working with are having the actually HR leaders are having the tools, but also the insights that they need to create exceptional employee experience. So from my perspective, when I was preparing a little bit for this live today, is why is this partnership a milestone for us? Why we were, I think that for 1 year we have already talking about this partnership, how to fit together, moving forward, and so on. From my perspective, it's because it's more than just technology. It's about impact itself. We are empowering companies to go beyond surface level of engagement and build cultures where people will thrive, obviously. So not forget the data here, the data-driven insights that we are delivering together as companies, and helping leaders making informed decisions about their actual moves, what should be next on their HR agenda, and so on. Think about this way, like with Semos Cloud and HRIZON, and this is now sounding like an advertisement, but it's really like it, like this. It's like company gets the best of both worlds, like a deep understanding of employee experience, people, and culture, paired with the technology to make it actionable. This leads me to my next question, Mary, and I would really like to hear your input here. Like, how does this collaboration, from your perspective, align with the mission and vision that HR Horizon has?
So I love this, Julian, and it does go beyond like offering just, a consulting service or a product technology. Our two companies are completely aligned in how we view the overall employee experience and the impact that employees, when they feel good and they feel valued, can have on a company. And we're all excited. Our employees of both companies are excited to partner because we're all rowing in the same direction to help companies transform through the amazing contributions of their people, right? So Horizon's mission and vision has always been to be a long-term partner with our customers on a journey that is focused on continuous, right, evolution and maturity in their employee experiences. And that's constantly changing with new technology, right? So organizations really need to not consider employee experience one and done programs, but ultimately
Exactly.
continuous transformation, right? And that's where I think our two companies coming together with the same vision for innovation and employee experience and overall transformation of companies is the big, alignment for us. And that's where I think we're going to partner to see significant impacts.
From my perspective, if I may add here, is that we are not taking care about, let's say, a particular part of the company, but we are really taking care about the core of the employees, like the heart of the employees, as we are of the companies, as we are always saying, like the employees themselves. So we do care about the employees, how we can drive success within the companies together, obviously with the HR leaders, but also really give the best employee experiences, as the title of this live session today is, not only through simple tool, because nowadays we always see a lot of tools are out there. Obviously, there are a lot of technologies that can be utilized and so on, but combining really the technology with the purpose of one company is something that holds significant importance. This is taking me actually to the next topic of and the main topic of the session today, employee experience. And now I know that this topic is holding it's very close to your heart, so if I may say so. So it's a topic that it's on every HR leader's mind today, employee experience. Earlier this year, actually 2 months ago, we attended a conference where HR leaders shared the candidate insight they also I'm having in mind today. It's not about compensation anymore. It's about experience. People want to feel valued. People want to feel connected. They like to grow within the company. And that leads to one conclusion, that it's not only about the salary, it's about more about the salary. It's about their full experience. It's about chat with their colleagues. It's about recognition they're receiving from the colleagues. It's about way of communication with their colleagues, but also with their managers, bottom up, but also top down. And isn't that true? What's your opinion here on this, let's say, saying from this HR leader?
Yeah, I 100% agree. And you're reminding me of kind of an example, a real life example of how we can join forces and help companies. And it starts really with employee listening. What are your employees saying? How are they feeling? Digging into, what is driving their engagement or lack of engagement in your organization, so you know where you can prioritize efforts and take action, right? Um, so when we uncover, like, for example, we're working with a large global retailer and helping them understand their employee engagement results, right? And there's an opportunity to help take the insights and now bring action, like real, action to life. And one example is their feedback and has consistently trended downward, and employees feeling that their contributions are recognized effectively. They don't feel seen or heard by leadership for the efforts that they're putting in. And so, the leaders are like, but we have a state-of-the-art pay for performance system, and compensation. Okay, that's great. But it's the day-to-day recognition that employees are not feeling. And this is where we have the opportunity to partner with Semos Cloud to come in and say, here's a recognition and reward system that you can put in that will immediately create the visibility and offer peers and leaders the opportunity to give feedback based on your contributions day to day. And that is a huge, impact on the employees not only feeling heard, but having personalized ways to be recognized, right? Which goes far beyond just a pay performance system. So this is one use case where I see us really coming together and helping companies transform.
This is so music for my ears, Mary. Thank you for confirming that. Because, with the discussion with all the HR leaders that we are talking to, so they are confirming what you have just said. Like, people no longer stay at their job because it pays the bills. So they stay because they feel recognized for their contributions. They're a part of something meaningful. They understand the culture, they understand the purpose, they understand the mission and vision that we were referring to at the beginning of this life. And because they see a future of themselves within the organization, so they start thinking that they are part of this organization, because the organization is in this or that way is investing in the future by investing in their people. So this is a shift why employee experience has become more than a buzzword, because we have been hearing for employee experience for the last, I would say, maybe a decade, even more. So, but at the beginning it was like, let's do employee experience, and many of the companies were looking at employee experience only through the lenses of employee engagement, make quarterly employee or yearly employee listening or performance overview, and that's it. Now it's a bit more of that. And now, instead of becoming a buzzword, now it's somehow, I don't know if you share the same feeling, it's becoming a business imperative that the companies are taking consideration in order to keep their employees, especially the best ones, the most talented ones, and go further and continue in the future and achieving their business goals together with those employees. So what do you see are some of the biggest challenges HR leaders face today when it comes to improving the employee experience, having the discussions we have recently had?
Yeah, what I see a lot when we start working with companies is that employee experience is an HR initiative. And that right there is the biggest, risk flag that we hear, because employee experience is a company-wide focus and initiative. And the most effective organizations that do it well have it built into their operating cadence, right? So HR is a support to rolling out these programs that then are adopted across the entire organization. It's leadership and employees themselves who need to take advantage of programs and technology and processes that are rolled out for their benefit. So it can't be a compliance driven focus and a check the box effort.
Exactly.
Right? And so that's what I see as one of the biggest obstacles. That and there's a huge gap oftentimes in organizations in terms of communication. So, they listen to employee feedback, and then leaders kind of go away and say, okay, here's what we're going to do about it. But they don't communicate that back effectively to employees, or they don't communicate progress, right? So we heard what you said and we're taking action on it. And here's the benefits or the results we're seeing. So employees never see the connection between giving feedback or their performance and the company results. And so much of that is due to just the lack of communication, you know? And so those are some of the real common obstacles that have a really big impact.
So it's really like probably because we are speaking to the same buyer personas, probably we are hearing the same issues, but also solving the same so I had a drop, sorry. So when it comes to the proper communication, so as you mentioned, feedback, but on all levels. So which means that the feedback is very important, whether it comes from my colleague, whether it comes from my line manager, or it comes even higher. The clear communication of clear, first of all, expectations, but second of all, the tracking of improvement based on the previous feedback I have received is something that is really important. I want to go back a little bit on the recognition part that we have mentioned before. So you have mentioned like recognition goes beyond simple thank you, which is very common nowadays. It's about creating a culture where employees feel seen and valued, as we started and kicked off this live today, which naturally leads to stronger engagement and loyalty. So recognition is just one piece of the puzzle. That's why I wanted to connect it somehow and go back a little bit alongside with the communication, clear feedback, and by that the talent development that holds significant importance. So why does this matter beyond just keeping employees happy? From my perspective, I will give first my perspective, and I will invite you, Mary, to comment on that. Improving employee experience by combining these three holy grails, I will say it, of employee experience, like recognition, communication, and development, directly impacts broader organizational goals like retention, obviously, like production and engagement, by that directly influencing the business growth. So when people feel valued and connected, they perform better. When they feel valued, they stay longer. When they feel valued, they bring best selves to work every day. So from your perspective, like, first of all, why does this matter beyond just keeping employees happy? All these other features that we have now just touched upon, and what trends do you see? Because I know I saw your book. Unfortunately, haven't read it yet, but it's on my bucket list. What trends do you see in shaping the future of employee experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on it perfectly, Ilya, which is that employee experience kind of goes beyond just our employees happy. It's really about the kind of longer term impacts on employees, on customers, right, on the company. But employee experience affects so many things like talent attraction and retention. Are employees referring their friends to your organization? Are they talking about you with their family when you're not in the room? And it's that kind of engagement and excitement with a company that's going to turn into greater talent attraction and brand recognition, right? Just having employees out there as a champion on your behalf is part of strong employee experience programs. Also, enhanced productivity. More streamlined EX processes and technology are going to help the organization scale better, increase greater productivity. But also employees are going to actually like doing their job better, right? So if they log in on a Monday and they have to go backwards in time in terms of technology, um, that's kind of deflating after a weekend of, kind of instant gratification on their apps, right, that they use at home.
Exactly.
So it's that kind of staying up to date that also will help keep your employees and also help improve their mental wellness and well-being too, because there's less stress if they've got a really good employee experience at work, and flexibility built into your EX programs. Then employees are going to have less stress and feel more productive, and right, like the organization cares about them. So these are all impacts that you can have beyond just thinking about, again, like implementing a system or a process. It's just greater results for the employee that translates to greater results more broadly for the organization too.
This is so great. So from your perspective, like I was always, especially these days, I'm very interested in looking into the future of employee experience. What trends should HR leaders be paying attention to? How the employee experience will look like in the future, because obviously it is evolving rapidly, and we are, both of our organizations are catching up with it very, very transparently as we are today now here. From my perspective, um, there is one segment which leads to very how to say, very successful implementation of this kind of employee experience practices and bringing them into life, like personalization through technology is becoming something that is essential. Like employees expect experiences tailored to their individual needs, much like their experiences as consumers, as customers, something that you are referring to. Like AI and machines learning are enabling organizations to deliver these personalized rewards, development plans, personalized communication. For example, in our case, our platform uses AI to suggest the most meaningful ways to recognize employees based on their preferences, based on their achievements in the past, so on and so forth. So, from this is one last question before entering into the wrapping up session. Like, looking at the future of employee experience, what trends should HR leaders be paying attention to? We spoke with the future, how the employee experience will look like, but what is the particular angle that HR leaders should look like and
So
to paying attention to?
yeah, I mean, AI, everyone is hearing about. It's being built into every organization's, talk track and strategy. All of the new technologies are adopting more and more AI. What does that actually mean, right, is still in definition. But for HR teams, you need to be thinking about how can you leverage AI across the employee experience? How is that going to impact employees? And also, what is the governance framework you need to think about
Yeah.
to make sure that people are using it effectively, they're not overwhelmed, right? And security of data, like all of those things play into how AI can impact the employee experience. But I also think adoption and change management, and this goes across all EX programs, right? If it isn't adopted well, the best EX programs are going to fail, right? So you have to plan for the adoption and the change management anytime you're updating and adding or changing your EX strategies. So those are some of the things to think about. But from a trend perspective, I would say AI and innovations in data and people intelligence, employee intelligence, is going to continue to increase and be even more effective in the future.
As the experts say, AI is here to stay. So it's obvious trend that we are all going to face in the future. So before we move into the Q&A, let me quickly summarize what we have talked today. First, there were three areas of discussion. First, we have explored how our partnership between Semos Cloud and HRIZONs brings together this innovative technology, but also the deep expertise into the field. Second, we have highlighted why employee experience is the critical focus for HR leaders. We both agreed it's not just a trend, it's a strategic priority that drives retention, productivity, and engagement within companies, especially enterprise grade that we are collaborating with. So whether it's through recognition, effective communication, growth opportunities, investing in employee experience, obviously is not only the ticking the box, but it's essential for the company growth. And last but not the least is the part that we have just wrapped it up, is looked in the future of employee experience, where personalization, AI will obviously play a central role. So therefore, both of us are on this live together. So Semos Cloud and HRIZON are committed to helping organization navigating this journey. So feel free to join us. Now I'm opening the floor for any Q&A if there is any, and I will leave room for 10-15 seconds if Mary, you want to add something as a wrap up.
Yeah, I just think that there's so much opportunity to take advantage of, innovations in employee experience, technology, and also processes. And I would say it doesn't have to be perfect from the very start. Just take action and move forward. I mean, even if it's 70% ready to go, any new EX strategy, right, is going to help make improvements in your organization. So don't feel like changes have to be 100% ready to go. Just continue to just take baby steps and make improvements.
Exactly. Very, very valid point. So I see in the comments, Vard, how did your partnership first start and what's the plan for 2025? Vard Chrisman, our friend, thank you very much for the question. I would say that our partnership started naturally. So we have been looking for partners that we can collaborate with in order to cover, first of all, the topics that we are covering. And we found the perfect fit with HRIZON, but also the global coverage that both of our organizations are taking into consideration. And the plan for 2025 is really stay tuned, and we are going to be the leaders in the employee experience, at least from what we have heard today. Would you like to add something, Mary, on this?
Well said. I just think we're going to be listening to our customers for 2025 and working to bring the solutions, to the table that are going to help them really transform EX in 2025. And again, helping shape a plan and a journey to get there. So that's going to be our focus together in 2025.
Great for closing the session. And before we wrap up, I want to thank you, Mary, very much for your invaluable insights that you have shared today. And of course, taking the time for joining us today. So from my perspective, this partnership with Semos and HRIZON makes an exciting new chapter in redefining the employee experience. For the audience that joined us today, thank you very much also for spending your time here. I encourage you to visit our websites to learn more about what and how we are building together and what is coming next. Let's keep this conversation going, Mary. Connect, invite with all of the audience to connect with us on LinkedIn, and stay tuned for post-event resource and insights. And until next time, thank you. For the audience, stay inspired, and let's keep redefining the employee experience.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Ilya. We look forward to partnering with our customers.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.